Mikey Perk is a content creator around my age that initially reported in 2021 that his daughter went missing. And I took an interest in the story. I'd heard it from Tipster. And, I'm not got a big channel or anything, but I put it out there, I have a daughter too. And when the Emery thing happened, maybe because he has a blue check mark, I don't know. Look, there was a lot of hate that came my way that was well deserved, Yes. Believe me. And it was funny. It was funny, and we got a bunch of good at it and what have you. There was one out of all the 20,000 negative, it must have been over 10,000 negative, horrible things people said about me, which, by the way, I like that shit, perfectly honest with you. It's not as fun when you actually do something stupid. It's more fun when you say something and it just pisses everybody off. But this one was actually my fault for a change. And right. Mikey had written that, well, this guy clearly hates women. I don't fucking excuse me. I mean, I can understand like dunk on me all you want. I mean, you get really. The first thing I thought of was your daughter. That's what you came to. Is that the virtue signal? Seriously? And what was more infuriating about this, and I think this is one area of contention where I think Mikey can still be criticized. It was initially reported that she was missing, and it turned out, and I don't know the particulars if he negligently omitted this information, she took off. She bolted. So I thought, and I still do, think it was a bit dishonest not to make that abundantly clear that she wasn't missing in the traditional sense, that she had took off and they were having problems at home.
Yeah.
But you know what? This shit is fucking difficult. Let me tell you. I got my own, Mikey. I have 14. This shit's fucking hard. And I can't say if my daughter wasn't missing that I wouldn't lie, cheat, and steal. Motherfucker, if you got between me and my daughter and I thought, I will disembowel you in front of your whole fucking family and dance in your blood if I thought it would save her life. And I'm not kidding. Anybody who has a child in the audience, including Mikey Perk, knows exactly what that is. So maybe, just maybe, I was being a little bit hard on him. And not thinking about like, all right, his daughter's missing, he's acting crazy. I don't know if that's an excuse to be dishonest about the situation.
Yeah.
When his daughter turned 18, she bounced again. And it was like months later, and for some reason, I really bothered me. Like, I don't let this, you guys know me, I don't let this shit get to me. If anything, I use it for fun. It really pissed me off that he said I hate women. It really, really pissed me off. To the point where it was completely unhinged and irrational.
Yeah.
Like, totally irrational. You probably should have said something to me. Like, you should have said that. You're unhinged. If you thought I was, if you felt that way I was about you. So, I found out this, Nick had the great tweet. You know, we thought Mikey Perk's daughter was missing. Turns out she just hates him. I still think that's a funny tweet. But I wanted to get him. Like, this is where I really go off the rails. And I don't know him that well. It was just one fucking comment. I've heard worse. I probably heard worse from Morning Riot in this goddamn chat. But I wanted to get him. I really did. I think because it was like, I don't like hearing I hate women. Can you figure out why? I said something fucking stupid and sexist to a girl who, oh, by the way, by the stroke of luck, was one of the most badass soldiers in the army. Hey, 9 times out of 10, and I'll stick by this, by the way, they don't lift their own shit. That girl lifts your shit. You know?
Yeah.
And I wanted to get him, and we did a stream. We were critical, and we made fun of him, and I think that's all fucking fair game. And then I said to up the ante, and I've done this before, and God, I hope I never do this again. If his daughter wants to contact me, that I'd fucking put her on to humiliate him.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been more ashamed about anything I ever did, and I'm shocked to this day that Mikey actually came to me, and he's kind of tried to reach out since. Without going into the details, I spoke to his daughter. They were having problems. I realized that I had no business being in this position whatsoever. And as much as I hated Mikey, I know what it's like with the possibility never to see your daughter again, especially, being in a foreign land, going through a divorce, and, my ex-wife trying to take total custody away. I realized I was terribly, terribly in over my head. And this wasn't worth it, and I let so much shit slide on a regular basis. Why couldn't I just let this slide? Maybe I had legitimate gripes with Mikey, but why couldn't I just let this slide? And I heard her out. They were the words of a teenager, and I didn't totally buy what I was hearing. And without going into that, I'm never going into that. The Jersey Spidey sense went off. But I also heard, I also heard teenager, and I've been a teenager. And I've also been mad at my parents, and I'd be crazy. I just want to get back at them. So I was debating whether to do something about it. And I think Keemstar probably, I really owe him a great gratitude. Kind of caught my DM, slipped in DMs, and went, "You're on a wrong fucking track, man." And I think that, in cooperation with Matt, we decided not to go forward. It was just too personal, too much, and I was too angry over nothing. And I'm really sorry. I'm glad I didn't do it. I'm not apologizing for everything. I think there is legitimate criticism, but I understand why maybe you weren't completely 100% honest, and maybe you didn't know at the time. I don't know all the details. And I'm glad. And it was so weird. Like, when Matt told me she was home, it was just like this. It whatever it was came off. I was just like, thank God. Ooh, thank God.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's. I never had a sister, and my father never had a sister, and his father never had a sister. This shit, I don't know from this girl shit, and it's been a cakewalk just like till about 12, and yeah, it's difficult. I don't know if I'm having the same issues that Mikey's having. Who knows? But I might. I don't think it's because I'm a bad father. I think these are growing pains. But I definitely have was going through it at the time, and what have you. It's just, you have a teenage girl, and like, little girls are just like amazing. Like they're so cute, they're so adorable, they're so funny, and then they grow up. And they're not fucking funny anymore. They're actually a giant pain in the ass. And it was something about a woman that thinks, like, I don't know how it came to, maybe I was the same way. Maybe, I don't know how it came when I was 12 years old. I fucking knew everything when I didn't know jack shit. I really like some of these kids. Well, I'm 15. I can have sex with who I want to. That means I know something. No, it doesn't. It means you don't know shit. But yeah, I'm so happy that girl's back. I'm glad I didn't do something exceptionally stupid. I can live with myself if I was. It's the whole reason I'm here in Germany, because I had to fight to even have a daughter. My ex-wife was telling all my ex-German neighbors that I had left the country. Like, she filed for abandonment while I was here, because that's the common trick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she stepped on post. Smart move. Yeah, I abandoned my child while taking her and buying her cheap shit on a fucking on post. Well, that sealed it. I was allowed to see my daughter, and I could have normal jointed rights. But I couldn't live with myself if I unnecessarily went overboard. So yeah, Mikey apologized to me, but okay, I accept it. But it's I really can't take it seriously. Nothing to do with Mike, because I was willing to do something so much worse. And thanks to Keem and Matt, and I can't even tell you why I was this mad. I got to be honest with you. If this thing had blown up, and you know I've gone through some rough times, and I can take anything. If I had hurt somebody that bad, I think I would end this, because I got no business being on the air. Look, I have good judgment. I got there. I cut it off. I don't think mocking Mikey and making fun of him, pointing out, I don't think he's public. He's a limited public figure, just like me. Maybe he's more fucking famous or popular. That's fine. But you know, you go at me, I can go at you. That's the fucking deal, right?
Yeah.
So when I was at the, he apologized to me, and yeah, I was kind of embarrassed. So I wrote him an apology. Right back. That day was on Saturday, and he wrote me back, and I just haven't really been able to. I'm going to, and maybe I'll sit down with Mikey one day, or something like that. I mean, it really sucks because, like, you know, old fart fucking Gen X influencers, we probably should get along at some fucking level, you know, you know. But yeah, and he wrote me back. I just haven't answered it yet. I followed him back. I didn't do it. I mean, that's one thing. I am hitting myself too hard, but I do have to wonder, like, why I was that into it. You know, I don't know why him, why Dan. You know, maybe it was just I was taking such a fucking beating that I just needed a punching bag, and it was the easiest one. But that's not fair. Right. I don't think everything I did was unfair. I don't think every criticism I made, I don't think all the mockery was unfair. But that next level, I think talking to his daughter was way fucking out of line. I'll have you know, I gave her $100, and you know, sent her on her way, essentially. And that was it. And yeah, that's what we decided. We just gave her some money and said, you know, you need some cash, because she had taken off, and I don't think she didn't blow it all up booze. You know? She bought some fucking food. But yeah, she's back, and that's what's important. And I do apologize, Mikey, both privately and publicly. I went too far. I appreciate your apology, but it just seems so insignificant. Yeah, you wrote something fucking. I've probably done that too, so I can't even get mildly mad at you. I'm just happy the girl's home, and
Yeah.
you know, this shit ain't easy, man. Sometimes it can, especially with girls. I don't know. It's something with girls that just. I don't want to say they're more special than boys, but for some reason your little girl activates the thing in you a little more than a boy does, you know?
Yeah.
I know I'm already harder on Tommy than I was on her. I know. I think it's human nature. I was gentle. I was stern with her, but I never said. Well, maybe I wouldn't say never. Maybe she's a little older, but you know, get up, don't cry. I didn't do that as much, for sure. I don't know. I think it's just the way it is. I think it's the way we're wired. I don't think I'm a sexist. I really don't. You know, call me crazy. I don't think making sexist jokes makes you sexist. I don't think making a fucking stupid comment on Twitter and taking a tremendous L and going up and saying, you know what, that was pretty stupid. You know, I don't think it is. And now I don't know what goes on in the Perk house. And all I hope if I had a message for her, I would just say, you know, it's tough because you see us so long. Me and your father have been your age, and we've done. I'm assuming I can't speak for him, but I'll speak for myself. I've done dumb shit. I've taken off. If you've seen it growing up in Jersey, I probably did it 10 times over, maybe.
Right.
But you know, and you don't see it. You can't see it from your parents' perspective. Yeah, you can't. But like, if I think about if it's like a passing thought about something happening to my daughter, just sometimes it just happens like randomly out of nowhere. I like not tense up, but almost I have like a mini convulsion just thinking about it. You don't know what that feels like. You have no fucking clue. And I think, and I'm sure you're not wrong about everything about your dad. I'm sure he does something fucking wrong. But yeah, guess what? So does everybody. And I'm sure you're no angel either. But unless your parents are actually abusing you, you got to stick it out. You got to stick it out and try to work something out. And yes, you are under their house and you are under their rules until then, until you get your shit together. So get your shit together and then you can tell them to go fuck off. I'd be perfectly fine with that with my daughter. I'm sure Mikey would be too. The problem is you don't know what you think you know about how to go out there and get it done. You think you know, but you don't know shit. And that is enough. And when you have kids, it just terrifies you. Every part of your soul just quakes, especially with a little girl. It's not that you love a little girl more than you love a little boy when you're a parent, but there's something there, man. And I'm really lucky. I got to go through both. You know, and my daughter was pretty much taken away from me and became a weekend. And, you know, when she was 4 years old, so I never got the whole experience. I'm kind of like getting to do it again with Tommy, and that's important. And hopefully, like a lot of kids, you know, you're in your mid-20s and you can sit down with your father and say, yeah, have a laugh about, you know, the days when you were bad. And I'm sure that'll happen one day.